Hey guys, Jake the Sports here, with mainly a prediction for these upcoming semifinal games, but also going over a huge Notre Dame win. They beat the Shamecocks 45-38 in what was an amazing game. I'm gonna be short and sweet on this, so anyone who really cares about the predictions, they'll be able to get that. But Tyler Buckner, he had some really good plays and he had some really bad plays. I still think he's a huge question mark, and that's why I'm glad we're going to be getting the Wake Forest QB transfer. I hope they got to wrap that up quickly if it's not already set in stone. But yeah, I think Notre Dame's set up nicely for the future. I think South Carolina, they were 8-4, 8-5 now. They finished off the year beating Clemson and beating Tennessee. Listen, I know they're two teams who I think are a little worse than their record shows, but they kind of dominated those games. I know the Clemson game was a little closer for South Carolina, but I think they honestly had control of that game the whole way through. It's whatever though. I mean, Notre Dame got the win. I think it was a big one. Obviously their problem isn't winning those quote unquote meaningless bowl games. It's winning the New Year's Six bowl games and winning the playoff games. So that's what they're going to have to do in the future. We'll see how we do next year. I think we got a good team on the dock. Anything less than 10-2 is going to be a disappointment for me. I'm just going to put that out there now. But anyway, we could talk about Notre Dame all day another time. Let's get into these semifinal games. And guys, for the first time in a while, I think we got two really good games. I think both these games are going to be within 10 points at least. I think so. I can kind of safely say that. If not, they'll be competitive for the most part of the game. Maybe a team pulls away late or something. But we'll see. I think these two games are actually going to be very good. I think not a lot of people are giving TCU enough credit, and we'll start off with the TCU-Michigan game since that's first. If you want me to give you who I have winning right now, I have Michigan winning. I think it's going to be close, though. I don't see this being a hugely offensive game, to be honest. I think this is going to be like a 25-22, maybe 24-22, like 28-21 type of game. My official prediction is going to be like 27-21, and I think TCU's going to drive down the field and not be able to score a touchdown in time. I think that's what's going to happen. They're either going to get stopped on downs or they're not going to have enough time left. I think TCU's going to give it their all. I think they're going to fight to the bitter end. But I just think Michigan's a little more talented, and I think they're just a better team this year. They're used to winning. They're undefeated. Still, I hate these guys, but they have a good ball team this year. And so does TCU. That's why I think it's going to be a close game. People are saying, oh, Bama would be in the college football playoff if you put the four best teams in. I think TCU is better than Bama. I don't care what you say. I think TCU is better than Bama. Sure, Bama lost all these games super close. If they converted a 2-point conversion, yeah. Or if they stopped a 2-point conversion, yeah, they'd be in the playoff. But they also won like 3 or 4 games by 5 points or less. That Texas A&M game, if they scored that touchdown on that last play of the game, Alabama would have 3 losses. So I don't see that argument at all. I could argue Tennessee being a better team with Hendon Hooker. TCU not only deserved to be in the playoff, but I think they were one of the 4 best teams, to be honest. I think Kansas State beat them because they ran into a situation where you play the same team twice, and it's very hard to do that. And Kansas State was peaking at the end of the year. I think they're absolutely a top 10 team, so I don't think you can fault them there. I just think TCU is a great team, and I think they're going to show up. I think it's going to be a situation where Michigan's always ahead. I don't see TCU gaining a lead unless it's very early in the game. But I see TCU kind of always staying in it, keeping it within 10 points, but not being able to get over the hump and win the game. So I think Michigan moves on to through the semifinal to the playoff final. I literally can't speak today, guys. I don't know why. Got the jitters because I haven't done this in a while. But now, the big game. So who's going to play? Who's going to play Michigan? Are we going to have a rematch of the game? Or are we going to have Georgia moving on for a rematch of last year? Either way, it's going to be a rematch. I think the percent chance TCU wins is very low, but I think the percent chance they keep it close is pretty high. So I really do expect Michigan to win, but I think both games will be good regardless. And if you guys want me to be honest, you want me to be 100% completely honest about this game, I think Georgia is going to road grade them. No, I'm just kidding. Come on. Stop it. Listen, I'll tell you my prediction at the end, but here's the deal. If Ohio State's going to want to win this game, they're going to need this to be an offensive shootout. Because Ohio State, their offense has the potential to not only keep up, but be better than Georgia's. Absolutely. Now, what Ohio State needs to do is not commit penalties, not make stupid defensive decisions, and be aggressive as heck. If Ohio State is not aggressive with the ball here, you're not going to win, period. You need to go on fourth downs inside the 50 on your side of the field. You cannot settle for field goals. You cannot let Georgia stay in the game. You need to get out to a lead early and maintain it. That's what you need to do against a better team. Georgia has an amazing defense as always, but Ohio State, I think, can match up well. I know Georgia's very physical, and I don't think Ohio State's all too physical. But if they can air it out and make some great passes, they're going to have a chance to win. Absolutely. I think Ohio State is a great team, obviously. They're in the playoff. I think this year is one of the few years where they have the four best teams, in my opinion. Tennessee with Hendon Hooker is a different story, but they don't have him. He's out, obviously, so I think they got it right, and I really think all these games are going to be competitive. But besides the point, Ohio State needs to air it out, and they need to get points on the board quickly. Because Georgia can have a tendency to burn some clock. Obviously, they're going to lean on the running game a little. And here's the deal. Stetson Bennett is not going to win you a ball game, period. He's not the best quarterback in the country by any means. He shouldn't even be on the Heisman ballot. Are you serious? No. He's not that good. They're going to be doing short shovel passes that's going to burn up clock. And that could come back to bite them if CJ Stroud and the Ohio State Buckeyes offense is able to score points quickly. They need to get out to a lead early. They need to not be nervous, and they need to have a game plan on defense. They need to figure out a happy medium early on in the game. You can't go to one side controlling the defense and just letting them throw the ball down the field. You can't do that. You cannot do that, Ohio State defensive coordinator. You cannot do that. But then on the other side, you can't 100% commit to the pass because then they're going to expose you with the run game. This is the playoffs. They're good on both sides. You need to find a happy medium where your defense is operating on a sufficient level to contain UGA enough to where you can put more points on the board. Because that's what matters at the end of the day. That's what matters, is having more points than the other team. Do I think the Bulldogs lose here? You got to look at it from their perspective. What they're trying to do. Their goal here is to pressure CJ Stroud, make him do stupid things, force stupid decisions of the Buckeyes. Because if the Buckeyes make a few stupid decisions, the game's over. Because I think you guys did that a lot against Michigan, and it cost you. If you do that a few times against a great team, a really good team in Georgia, you're going to lose. But here's the thing that I think favors the Buckeyes. Georgia can't make Ohio State commit penalties. Georgia can't make Ohio State go for it or not go for it on fourth down inside their own 50. Those are decisions that come within. So the real question is Ohio State going to man up and be able to do those things or not? I think they do. I think they do. I think they win 45-42 in a shootout. Thank you guys for watching here on Jake Does Sports. We have a great couple of games coming up. We'll see what happens. I think they're both going to be very entertaining. I think we're going to have a rematch of the game. I have a feeling. And if that's the case, Ohio State's winning it all, because there's no way Michigan's winning back-to-back. I think Ohio State gets it done. I really do. So Michigan, I think they beat TCU like 27-21, and I think Ohio State beats Georgia 45-42 in a shootout. Maybe it's one of those situations, could be a kick at the end of the game to win it. I don't know. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, and I think the Michigan-TCU game is going to be a low-scoring game. Either way, I got the Big Ten superpowers moving on to face each other, and I'll probably do a prediction for the national championship. Got some NFL Bills stuff coming out. Not going to keep you guys here too much longer. See ya.